cactus and succulent growers. I'm Lynn and welcome to Desert Plants of Avalon in the north of Ireland. And in today's video I'm going to be bringing some of my cacti that I've got up in my grow room out into the polytunnel for the spring and summer months. Time of year again where lots of the cacti that I have overwintering in my grow room and also in my other grow rooms in the house, I start thinking about bringing them back out for the spring and summer. However, the majority of them I won't be doing in this video, and that's because I have a lot of euphorbias and cereus cacti such as Pilosa cereus that are not cold hardy. And even though it's spring now and the temperatures are definitely warmer, we're not over the chance of cold nights still. I do have a heater here in my polytunnel that I heat at a 5 Celsius, 41 degree Fahrenheit. It kicks on if the temperature drops below 5C. And although that's fine for all of these cacti in here, the majority of my plants I have indoors, especially a lot of my euphorbias, do need a minimum of 10C, which is 50 degree Fahrenheit. So I have to wait a bit longer before I can bring them out, probably another month before I'm able to bring them out, depending on how the weather goes. However, I do have some cold hardy cacti that I have in my grow room upstairs. And you might be thinking, well, if they were cold hardy, why did I not overwinter them here with all my other cold hardy cacti and succulents? Well, the reason for that is because I was given these plants sort of later on in the year, and a lot of them I got when it was we got the new polytunnel and we had to take a lot of the plants in and everything like that. And I had these just before then. I put them into the grow room, and I decided, because I was new, they may not necessarily new to growing them particular plants, but they were new plants to me and they were gifted to me from wonderful friends. I wanted to make sure that they overwintered in my grow room. A lot of them were in the window or under the lights on the table. But they've come through the winter really well, and I haven't watered any of them yet. They'll be fine to come out here with the other cacti a little bit earlier than the rest of my indoor plants and get to enjoy the excess light in here. And I'm going to show you what they are. I've got them all up on the table in the office because that's where they've all been. I've got them on the table. I'm going to show you the cacti I'm going to be bringing out here and talking a little bit about them as well. And I've made space. I've actually got quite a bit of space in this lovely new polytunnel that we've got here. There's some space at the back here. There's also all this space on here as well. I've just tidied the plants a wee bit up, so there's all this space here. And also here on the what I call the puntia table, there's quite a bit of space here, and I've got quite a few of the puntias and Austrocylindra puntias and things like that need to come, so that they're going to be able to go all together here. My puntias are extremely shriveled and are desperate for a drink. That's one of my Mahuniopsis there, very shriveled. And I've got signs of a lot of growth coming up. A lot of my puntias, for example, there, Rutila super, the puntia, that's got new growth, and also you can clearly see they're shriveling. This is going sort of pale, it needs water, and the same with this puntia subulata monstrosa. So when I start the watering up, as I mentioned in a lot of my recent videos, I would start watering from the middle of April, and it looks pretty much sure that's when I'm going to be starting to water all of these. However, I'm going to have to give the puntias a water this week, so do stay tuned for a video coming up probably in the next few days when I give all of these a good watering. And I'm also going to have to start up some other cacti as well, such as my Camaceras. You can clearly see here that this has gone red, showing signs of stress from lack of water. And there were buds actually growing on this already as well. Very tiny. I don't know whether you'll be able to see, but there were buds coming on this For example, there, you might be able to just see. And here as well, it's a bit more noticeable there. So I can start these up. And the same with some of my Rebutias as well here. They are going to need a drink because they can't go any longer. And this new polytunnel is so much warmer and brighter than our green one was. So I'm going by the past few years with my old green polytunnel I had that I didn't used to start up usually till the mid to later April, but I'm going to have to start up earlier with this because they're showing signs of coming into growth and shriveling, which is absolutely brilliant because I'm itching to get water in. And of course, I'll film a video when I do, give them all their first very light watering. And I'm definitely going to have to do the Opuntias first, as I have some Opuntias in my grow room that I'm going to be bringing out. As I mentioned, ones that I got from friends. I'm going to be then putting them here and then over the next few days start them up with a light watering. So then, that's enough of my waffle. Just thought I'd tell you, got to tell you this, guys. This is typical me, Rand. I'm in the middle of talking about something else. I just got so excited because I have to share this. This is my Cactus flagelliformis. And I think you guys may have remembered I did a video a couple of weeks ago when I separated these three rat's tail cacti, Cactus mallisoni, Cactus flagelliformis, and my Aporophyllum, Heliocerius, Aporophyllum Heliocerius as well. And very excited, there's buds forming already on these, as you can see there. So buds growing already, very, very, very happy. So then, anyway, as I say, enough of my waffle, and I'll now take you upstairs and show you the cacti that I'm going to be taking out and putting in here for the spring and summer. So here I am in my grow room, and I'll show you the cacti that I'm going to be taking out now and putting them away in the polytunnel. Now, all of these, as I mentioned, are cold hardy, but the reason why I kept them in my grow room over the winter was because they're either newbies to my collection or they're ones I needed to keep a bit of a close eye on. So here we go. First of all, this is the gorgeous Cockamia setispinus, and this one is one that I got from my wonderful friend Danny Rose, sort of late summer. It's more in the autumn time. And although this is a cold hardy one, I wanted to keep it indoors just to be on the safe side because this is not a cactus I've had in my collection before. So until I was more familiar with it, I wanted to overwinter it. And I had that in the window, doing very well. As you can see, it's got a little pink at the top there where it's got plenty of sun. So it's going to love it in the polytunnel. This one here is my Cylindra Opuntia Big Lovey, or one of it. I had to do an emergency cut on that sort of during the winter time, and I did a video at the time, and this is the top part of the cutting. I think it's rooted, which is brilliant. This is a very cold hardy one as well, so I wanted to keep that indoors, keep an eye on it while it was recovering, so that's going to be fine to go out. And then here I have two lovely plants that I got from my wonderful friend Magda at Cactus and Cactus here on YouTube. So this one is Rebutia lamperi and this one is Wengatia lanata, and these are also cold hardy ones, but I wanted to overwinter these indoors because my first time with them, so they're going to be going out into the polytunnel. And then here is an Opuntia yaxcapan. I think it's an Opuntia stricta variety, and this is a very cold hardy one, in fact, and this is one I got from my wonderful friend Ziggy at Ziggy's Cactus channel here on YouTube. So that one as well I kept just overwintered indoors, but again it's a cold hardy, perfect to go out there. And these are also from Ziggy too, and these are, I'm going to talk a little bit about these now. These are Austrocylindra Opuntia vestitas. This one is the Austrocylindra Opuntia vestita, and this one is the cristated form, and I have to say I was over the moon when Ziggy sent these because Ziggy has a bit of an amazing story to tell about these Austrocylindra Opuntias. Now, he has them in his cactus house, and his Austrocylindra Opuntia vestitas actually do a little dance. They actually move and sway, and it is quite remarkable, but that's a whole story in itself. And I want to just link up above to a video that Ziggy made of his amazing Australopithecus vestitas doing their amazing dance. If you want to see a cactus that is sort of half animal, half cactus, you just have to watch this video. So do go ahead and watch that. As I mentioned, the video will be up above. Ziggy also wrote an amazing article for the Cactus World magazine, which is the British Cactus and Succulent Society's magazine, quarterly magazine, on his vestitas and how they move. So it was a brilliant article. So well done, Ziggy, on that. And it was very well wrote as well, and certainly worth sharing with other people how amazing that these cacti are. So I don't know, I haven't seen mine do a little dance yet, but maybe they will want to in the polytunnel and they get that bit bigger. And these are also from Ziggy as well, amazing. Australopithecus flocosa here, and a Cylindro opuntia, all these names, guys, too early in the morning. Cylindro opuntia minor, and these are just gorgeous as well, awesome stunners, again cold hardy, be fine going out in the polytunnel. And this opuntia fragilis is a very cold hardy one, again from Ziggy. So I just wanted, because they were new and I got them later on in the year, as I mentioned, I wanted to overwinter them indoors, perfect to go out now. And then this one here I've had for quite a long time. This is opuntia xanthosperma. That's the name, guys. And the reason why I took this in, I did have this in the polytunnel originally over the winter, and then it just kept shriveling, and that's what sort of opuntias do. But this had to be watered, and I didn't want to water it in the polytunnel because I didn't want to increase a bit of humidity in there. So I took it into the grow room so I could give it a good water. It's going to need another one, as you can see, and that's perfectly fine to also go out. And then here I have Echinocerius pentalopus, and this was also from Ziggy, a wonderful cutting that I managed to pot up, and it's definitely rooted because this one I did give a bit of water to a couple of weeks ago because it's a cutting, and I gave it a light watering. As I say, it's been in my warm grow room here in the window, and it has fattened up, so I know this is rooted, so I'm very happy about that. And here I've got two pterocacti. This is Pterocactus tuberosus, and this was also from Ziggy as well. Very happy about that. And this is sort of how they go, a little bit wrinkly, and over the winter they sort of drop segments as well, and you can just pop the segments up and then they root so easily. It's what this particular Pterocactus does in its natural habitats. They drop the stems come the autumn time in the winter, and then the wind blows them away, and then they land somewhere else, and then they root up in the spring. So I'm going to be starting that up definitely with watering as well, with all my other opuntias in the polytunnel. And this one is Pterocactus kuntzii, and this is a little one, a different type of Pterocactus that I got from my wonderful friend Alex in Philadelphia. And that is also doing really well. Tiny one, completely different to the tuberosus. And amazing to have the two different types. And I just kept that indoors because it's one that I do have to lightly water over the winter. So I also kept that in, but it's perfectly fine to go out in the polytunnel. And this one here is a Tephrocarpus articulatus variety inermis. And this is one I got from my wonderful friend Stephen. And again, I kept this indoors just for the rest of the winter time, and that's also very cold hardy. So this is the selection I'm going to be taking out, and then I'm going to put them all away now and show you what they look like when they're all put away in the polytunnel. I just want to quickly mention as well all these cacti on here. This is my grow room. A little bit of a mess at the moment because everything is just wild in here. I bring everything in that's not cold hardy to overwinter in here, but all of these will be coming out within the next month anyway, back into the polytunnel for the rest of the spring and the summer. Got lots more in the window as well, as you can see. Can't wait to bring them all out. I can have more space in the office again, and also tall, not cold hardy cacti there. Anyway, as I say, I can't stop waffling, guys, sorry. Let's get on track. I'm going to take these now into the polytunnel. Now that's them all put away here in the polytunnel, and I put all the opuntias and the Austrocylindra opuntias and the Pterocactus here on the table with the other Opuntioideaceae family, and they're going to do really well there for the spring and summer. I'll just show you here, and it's going to be interesting to see if these vestitas do a little dance for me in the future too. So happy days. And then I'm going to show you here where I've put the Rebutias, and I've got the Weingartia lanata there with all my other sort of Rebutias and similar sort of smaller growing types of cacti as well there. And then I've got the Echinocerius pentalopus. I've got that there, and there's still loads of space left, so when I bring the other plants out from indoors, they're going to have plenty of space as well for the spring and summer. And then I put the Rebutia lamperii here as well. Then I'll go and take you round and show you where I've put the Coccemia. There, I've put that there, and I've put it with a lot of my Mammillarias here because it sort of comes under the Mammillaria family, although it's its own type of cactus. So happy days there. So do stay tuned in the next few weeks of lots more of cacti and succulents I have to bring into the polytunnel from the house over the next few weeks. But as I say, I'm going to be holding back with the majority of them until the weather starts to warm up, and I am going to be, as I mentioned, watering some of my cacti in the next few days, mostly all these on the puntia table, and also some of my other ones as well, some of my Camaceris and Rebutias, because they're going to need it. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. For lots more tips and tricks, then do please subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell. You can also follow me on Insta, Twitter and Facebook at Desert Plants of Avalon, and do check out my website for lots of growing tips on there, desertplantsofavalon.com. I want to wish you all a fantastic cactus powered day.